Hello everyone and welcome to Got Some for this very special New Year's Eve episode. If you've been following us for the few years, we've been doing this usually wearing suits. We have streamers and party hats and silly novelty glasses. This one's a little bit different. The reason it's different is because it's not necessarily doing champagne, which I think we've done every year. We've done so much champagne content this year. And here's a bit of a hint. We're going to be doing a full episode with Garth Hodgson in the early weeks of January. So there will be some champagne content coming out very soon, which we're excited about. But this episode is going to be our reflection on 2024, talking about some of our favorite moments in wine, maybe the podcast. And also, we're going to reveal our favorite wines of 2024. Now, Carlos, you are the master sommelier. How are you, my brother?
Very good. Thank you. Yeah.
Another year.
Another bottle.
Yes. What happens in 12 months? For you personally, became a father. Congratulations.
That's right. Yeah.
Podcast as well had huge growth. And so thank you to everyone right now who is listening or watching this. It means so much to both of us. We really do appreciate it. Carlos, your wine is already revealed to the cameras, but for the people who are listening to the podcast, I'm going to let you go because who cares what my favorite wine of 2024 is? Let's talk about your experience.
No, your favorite wine is very, very good. I think it's a great pick. But so mine is Domaine de Trévallon. So this is a wine from south of France in Provence. It's 2004. So 2004 was not a great vintage in the area. And maybe that's why I haven't opened this particular bottle yet. Especially because it's signed by my old team when I passed my MS. So the team at the restaurant, they got this bottle and signed it. So I haven't opened it yet. Although, why did I bring this bottle is because probably my favorite bottle of wine in the year was a Domaine de Trévallon. It was a 2005 though, which is a great vintage and a great bottle. And I had it not long time ago. So
it's not necessarily the bottle, but for you, the best wine you had this year was a 2005 of the same bottle.
Of the same bottle, exactly. Of the same producer. And I said this several times. It's not about the wine itself. It's about who you're with. It's about the moment. It's about sharing with people, with family, family, friends, etc. And for me was that 2005 Domaine de Trévallon was probably the best memory of the year. Of course, it was with my mom and my brother and my partner just a couple of months ago. The baby.
I was going to say, celebrating the baby.
Yeah, the baby's sleeping. And I was like, well, wait a second. We just bought this beautiful meat at the market. We light up the barbecue. And I was like, nah, I was feeling like, and this is when you open special bottles of wine. I feel, I was like, this feels good. It was a warm day, even though it was still a colder part of the year. And I was like, no, this deserves a special bottle. So I went in there. Not that I have many bottles at all, because I don't have that many bottles. I just move in. So all the bottles are in the storage, but I went and, grabbed the best bottle that I had. And that was it. Domaine de Trévallon, 2005. We decanted it. I appreciated my family. Just drank it. I did not tell them whether the wine was incredibly special or amazing. I just wanted them to enjoy their own way, I took a little bit more time and I definitely enjoyed it. So that was my bottle of wine.
I love that. I love the emotion that you always bring to wine.
Yeah,
well.
Is what it is.
Stories,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
You don't want to drink a beautiful bottle like that by yourself and say,
Correct.
My best story was sitting in my one-bedroom apartment, watching the sunset.
Upset.
Yeah, of course. It is about family. And,
Correct.
One of my favorite memories this year as well was the 1988 Chateau
Sure.
Haute Brion something.
La Mission Aubryon.
La Mission.
Yeah, indeed. That
Because
was a
your
great
family
bottle.
was here. Your mum was here. Your brother was here.
Thank you.
We drank wine. Amelia, our producer, we all shared that glass together. And that was really nice as well. Your mum doesn't speak much English, but she or drink much wine, but she really enjoyed that moment.
Yes.
I also think that it was really beautiful as well. And I didn't tell you this, but your life changes when you're a dad. You become this emotional wreck and you become ridiculous, right? And so like seeing your mum watch you do a podcast and seeing her like the behind the scenes, she was just the whole time. She had this, because I could see her, she had this huge smile on her face. And it was just wonderful to watch.
Yes, thank you. No, that's true. It was a good bottle.
So going back to your bottle of wine, so obviously it's connected to emotion and moments. Your favorite bottle of wine, obviously not this one, but great to have an exact bottle but different vintage. Exactly.
Even more special because it's signed and stuff,
Yeah, you should open it with the people who signed it.
That's exactly why it's still not open. That's why I'm not opening it today, because I would be very, very, very incredibly happy to share it with you. I mean, we've been working on this together for obviously a few years, and I would be very, very happy to open this with you. And it would not be a waste in any means, for sure. And you know what? I will get a bottle for us to share sometime of Domaine de Trévallon on my next opportunity when I see one. But yes, the point of this bottle still being closed, because it is not a great vintage. The wine is probably past its best. It's 2004, so it's 20 years. So, I'm just waiting for
the right
one
moment.
day I get these guys together that signed the bottle, which are very lovely sommeliers, and open the bottle. What is, and whether it's going to be good is good. If it's not, I hope for a good bottle. Yeah.
So just give me a little bit more explanation on the bottle itself. Cost roughly in Australian dollars?
Good question.
Like 250, I think I saw online.
250 would be around that.
Around that.
The whites are way more expensive. So it's a very, very, very small domain. So they produce in total about 15 hectares. So of which 15 are red wines only. This is where it gets interesting, is Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah. But in this area, this blend is not allowed for the higher, for example, for the higher classification, for the DOCs, for instance. So Domaine de Trévallon or Éloi d'Urbois decided to downplay his wine to a Vin Pays, so like a very a low classification, in order to make the wines that he felt best, that he felt the terroir actually wants to do, which is Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah. And then, of course, and that's what he did. So Vin Pays, so it's the lowest classification of French wine, in order to make the best wine he can possibly can possibly do.
Going outside the very tight constraints of classifications.
Correct. If you do DOC, for example, you can only use Syrah, Mourvèdre, but he doesn't want to play with this. He wants to do Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah, and that's about 50-50 of his plantings in 17 hectares. But then he makes the wine he wants. These days, the wine is not IGP. Sorry, excuse me. It's not anymore Vin Pays. It's actually IGP d'Alpil. So that's the classification. It's just a little bit above, just a touch above Vin Pays, which is like wine of the country, basically, which is the base level. And that's what he did. So he makes a wine that he loves. He makes a wine that he's passionate about. He makes a wine that he wants to make. And this is Domaine de Trévallon. So he goes against the rules, against the laws. His pay is to downplay his wine, downgrade. But it's incredibly fantastic. And it's a very, very sought after wine. He's small producers. You can imagine out of 17 hectares, 15 are red wine. Yes, Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah. And then the other 2% is even more rare. Is a white wine from Roussanne and Marsanne. And that's it. That's Domaine de Trévallon. So as much as possible, minimum intervention, organic farming, biodynamic, etc.
And it was a great bottle and a great moment.
And a great bottle and a great moment, yeah.
Mine comes back to the fundamentals of wine. No emotion in my wine. It was just a great bottle. And the reason I picked it as my best of 2024, I had better wines. I wanted that to be on record. I had some incredible wines this year, very lucky. But I don't think bang for buck, quality of wine and where I was in the moment. And by moment, I mean, I've been drinking a lot of like textural wines lately, really been like discovering like a lot of Shannon, like big mouth feel. And I want to shout out Swords. It's a wine shop, very small in the Queen Victoria markets. You'll find them at one of the entry points, but it's just near all the cheese sections.
Yeah, great store, yeah.
Oh, you've been there?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So I went up to the guy. I was with my daughter, and it's a beautiful, summer's-ish day. It's 26 or 27 degrees in Melbourne. I bought some cheese to have with my partner that afternoon on a Sunday. I always go to Queen Vic markets and get my meat. I went into Swords, walked past them, didn't know they were there, went in, and I said, look, I'm loving Shannon at the moment. What have you got? He said, we haven't got really any Shannon in the price point. I wasn't going to spend $100 plus. And he goes, but try this.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Here is my bottle.
Yeah, it's a great bottle.
My favorite bottle of 2024 is...
And since you say cheese...
Sentio King Valley Aligoté 2024. So a fresh vintage, 2024, this year, even though we are at the tail end of it. I've got it ready to be popped. You haven't had this bottle before?
Oh, it's the Aligoté. Yeah, no, I've had it.
You've had this?
I've tried the Chardonnays, I've tried the Aligoté, and it's fantastic. It's really good. King Valley, yeah.
I've gone straight through the wax here. How do you feel about that?
No, it's good. It's good. It's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Look, it's you could make a cut before opening, but it's perfect. It's fine.
So the reason that this is my favorite wine of 2024 is a little bit maybe like it was a beautiful day. I was with my partner, Emily, and it just expressed what I believe at its fundamental core the wine grape variety is trying to do. And that's what my favorite thing about our first season of the podcast was. Did we have the best Shirazes? No, because we were restricted by money, less than $30. Did we have the best Bordeaux? No, we didn't. But, we still got to try some blends of Cabernet and Merlot.
Mm-hmm.
And this bottle of wine I picked up for $25. And I think it drinks way above its pay grade.
Yeah.
I think this
Agreed.
wine brand, Sentio,
Mm-hmm.
who have no idea this episode exists until now, hopefully, I think they are about to blow.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well as Malene in Geelong.
Mm-hmm.
These guys have just got one of the Hallidays. I think they got best budget wine. I went down to their winery. I think they're very special to individuals who are making incredible wine. If I was to shout out a winery, I would say Malene is doing great stuff in Geelong, but I think this is just outperforming itself at $25 a bottle. Yeah. What do you think?
No, I agree. It's 100% spot on. It's one of these upcoming ones. First time I've tried this, I actually did not know the producer as well. I mean, of course, there's a lot of new things every day, and you learn every day. You can never assume that you know everything and that you're better than anyone. The Sentio, I tested for the first time when I was doing a casual shift at the restaurant just a few months ago, 7-8 months ago. And that's when I came across them. Rain LaRue. I was like, oh, Sentio, I've never seen this before. And the Chardonnays were... The Chardonnay was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then someone ordered a bottle of the Aligoté, and I was like, oh my God, this really resembles Burgundy, that tight, clean, fresh.
I had no idea you'd even tried it. I thought I was surprising you with this bottle today.
Surprise! It is surprise. It is a surprise. It is a surprise that you are bringing this bottle, that you are aware of this bottle, of this producer. So I'm very happy. Yeah, you are. Whoever is giving you the tips is giving you very good tips.
Well, shout out to the guy at Swords, unnamed. I just went in there and just bought the bottle and left. Hopefully someone shares this with him because a great recommendation. I bought this, for $25. I think it's between 25 and 31.
Yeah.
Just depending on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
King Valley, which is Beechworth, basically, which is just a great wine region in
Northeast
Australia.
Victoria. Yeah, 100%. Rutherglen, Beechworth, King Valley.
And I just want to shout out again.
Alpine Valley.
Sorenberg.
Yeah.
2019 Gamay. If you have it, I will buy it off you. Please DM Gotsom. That is still one of my favorite wines of all time.
A lot of top producers in the region. Castagna, Giaconda.
Yes, of course.
Well, this is King Valley, so just next door. A lot of top stuff.
This is my favorite wine. I just feel like I can't say it's a $50 wine presenting as a $25 wine. I don't have that experience or credentials to be able to say that. I just know compared to other $25 wines, this one presents itself so well. If I had a wine bar, I would be stocking this for the value as a wine by glass because I would have customers returning again and again. I just think this wine is going to be worth a lot more money as the name gets out there. It's a personal experience. It's big mouth feel. It's got a silly long finish for the dollars. And for me, what it lacks on the nose, I thought as soon as it hit I got mouth feel. I just got all of that beautiful fruit, and just everything was just in a great spot. And for it to be a 2024 vintage, I just think it's outperforming itself for being picked this year and sent out.
For me, there's a lot of Chablis-like texture to it. Clean, fresh, that cheesecloth, that slight saltiness to it, fresh oyster shell. And I don't want to use these words in the wrong way, minerality, but that, strong limestone chalky. And when I say this, a lot of people will be like, oh, what are you talking about again? But it is what it is. I think it's a descriptor. And I think used in the right context, it makes sense. And I think in this wine, it does make sense. It really is like that Chablis-esque character to this wine. It is an Aligoté. Chablis is Chardonnay.
Tell us about Aligoté as a grape variety because I've done no research on this. I just like what I like.
Yes. Thank you for putting me on the spot. So, no, Jack, just cut that one off. But Aligoté is Bouzeron. So it's an appellation AOP Bouzeron is an appellation in Burgundy that is 100% dedicated to Aligoté, and that is it. Yeah. So very, very tiny. You know, once upon a time, Gamay and Aligoté were very, very, very popular, but then were, you know, considered down, you know, lower quality grapes, lower grade grapes. Then Pinot Noir and Chardonnay became very, very, very popular, and of course for right reasons, because they are really good. But in some certain spots, Gamay does well, no Beaujolais, and in some certain spots, Aligoté does really well, and that's one appellation in Burgundy, which is called Bouzeron. And yeah, upcoming producers, you know, they are top producers, and Aligoté can be incredibly fantastic. Perhaps a little bit more textured than Chablis, which I find in this wine as well. But it's great. I think it's really, really good. Very well made. It's pleasurable, and as you said, you know, it's very versatile with a wide range of food as well.
Well, there you go. There's our 2024 wine picks. Yes, they're not the necessarily best wines that we've had this year or been lucky enough to taste, but they're wines that we believe, from emotion and romance of story and family, to what I believe is just the best budget wine available, in my opinion, from my tastings in 2024. And I have tasted this much of a wine industry that is that much. But I'm really glad that this is Australian as well. Thank you very much for watching or listening to Got Some this year in 2024. We've had an amazing ride again. Last year, around Christmas time, we were watching, you know, our world explode with the Olivier Krug video and moment. And this year to have even more success has been ridiculous. It's not possible without a master sommelier and a great friend, Carlos Santos. So thank you very much. Salud to you in 2024.
Likewise, and thanks to you for your hard work.
I appreciate it. And to a great 2025. We'll be back. Champagne will be the first episode you hear in 2025. And also, this is an open invitation to the winemaker of Sentio. Please come on the podcast this year and bring your wares, because you're doing really great stuff.